finding a comfortable cross-legged position. Having the eyes soft or closed. Gentle smile to the face. Gently drawing the awareness to the breath. And feeling that the ribs are filled with helium, so you feel that the rib cage is lifting away from the hips. And as this action happens, make sure it's front and back ribs lifting equally. Allow the shoulders to release down. And observe the gentle flow of the breath moving in and out. Feel a softness to the breath. And we'll be working throughout the class with applying Mula Bandha, where we gently engage the muscles around the pelvic floor, perineum area, where we're lifting up gently and then releasing throughout. So we'll work with, as we inhale, at the top of the inhalation, see if you can get a very gentle lift into the pelvic floor while you hold the breath. And then release that lock and exhale. So there's this very gentle, I don't want to really use the word squeezing, but maybe initially it has to be more of a squeeze than this gentle hug to feel an activity in that sort of pelvic floor, perineum area. So we feel that as we apply the lock, there's this gentle drawing up energy, feeling that the muscles are sort of drawing up towards the diaphragm. And then as you exhale, you soften the lock and release. We'll exhale fully and inhale for 3 arms. Keeping the eyes closed, let's do Netra Vyamam, gently rolling the eyes up to the top of the vision and slowly rolling the eyes in a clockwise direction around to the right, making full circular movements. See if you can create a gentle smile to the face. As we roll the eyes. Next time the eyes come up to 12, change direction. Jaw is soft. Increasing circulation to the eyes. Next time the eyes reach 12, center relax the eyes. And feeling the eyes softening. And feel as you exhale, the eyes relaxing more and more. Feeling a softening in the eyes. And gently open the eyes, stretch out the legs. And move however the body feels that it wants to move after sitting. Give a little bit of self-exploration to how the body wants to stretch out and move around before it comes up to stand. Notice if there's any areas of tightness in the body. And then when you're ready, let's come up to a standing position. And notice how you come up to stand. Do you use one foot more than the other? Do you use one hand more than the other? And you might want to, if you leant onto one side, you might want to come back down and try to use the other hand to lift up, or to try and use both feet equally to come up. Feet together, or slightly apart if you need to. And listen to your body. Take a moment to close the eyes or have a focal point. Ground down through the feet. Feel the hips lifting, spaciousness up through the spine. And feel the front back ribs lifting like they're filled with helium as the shoulders relax down. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. And we'll explore gently drawing the pelvic floor up. So there's Mula Bandha, gentle lock to those lower sphincters. And seeing how this helps create a lightness in the legs. And you can explore relaxing that lock and engaging that lock. As I said earlier, as we were starting, initially it might be more of a squeeze and a pull up until we kind of find this more sort of subtle energy of drawing up. And notice what happens to the legs as you engage Mula Bandha and you soften and relax. Notice what happens to the buttocks around the hip area. Notice maybe how as you do this lock that you feel more grounding down through the feet, but a lightness in the legs. Let's see if we can hold Tadasana with Mula Bandha for a few breaths. So we're maintaining that little lift without strain. The buttocks shouldn't be clenched. There should be a softening in the engagement. Feel the chest open, the back broad. And bring the arms up alongside the ears, if that's comfortable. Feel that the front back ribs are lifting, pelvic floors gently lifting, in this Mula Bandha. Relaxing the jaw, softening the shoulders. Soften the breath. And keeping the arms overhead, relax the bandha and see if there's any drop or shift. And then engage again the bandha, feeling this gentle upward energy into the pelvic floor. And relaxing, keeping the arms overhead. And one more time, gently engaging Mula Bandha, feeling this upward energy. And softening. Bring the palms together into Namaste. And we'll press the palms into one another. We broaden the shoulders, the elbows are nice and wide, not dropping down. And we press the palms as firmly as we can into one another. So it's almost like we're creating another lock. And apply Mula Bandha. Gentle lift to the pelvic floor. Shoulders down. Keep pressing the palms, feeling the upper body strengthening through this practice. Seeing if we can keep the palms pressing together as we raise the arms up overhead. Keep pressing. The movement can be really slow. The arms can go slightly in front of you if they want, instead of right alongside the ears. So don't force anything. Keep that pressure as you raise the arms up. Maybe alongside the ears, maybe slightly in front of the ears. Keep pressing the palms together, keep lifting the pelvic floor. From here, let's separate the palms. Draw the shoulders down. See what you want to do with the bandha, either relax it or gently keep it engaged, gentle back bend. Standing straight, cactus arms. Let's lift the heels slightly off the floor. Don't think so much about how high you can come, but more about if you can keep the balance between the inner and outer edge of the foot. And see if you can engage the bandha to gently draw this sort of sensation of upward energy. As the heels are off the floor, the quads are engaging, lengthening up through the crown and the head, and feel this additional lift into the pelvic floor. Slowly lower the heels down. Let's take a twist here. We want to imagine we have a pole behind our back so that the elbows stay in this position and we twist around to your right. Watch your knees. The hips can move. If you need to create a micro bend to the knees, so we don't want to allow the left elbow to come forwards to twist more. Keep broadening the chest, broadening the back as we twist. So you want to feel like your elbows are being pulled away from one another. Shoulders down, front back ribs working equally. Keep this gentle pulling, pelvic floor gently lifting. And coming back to center. And then let's twist to the left side. Keeping this broadness, keep the shoulders down, pelvic floor lifting and twist to your left side. And don't let the right elbow come forwards, and keep the elbows in line with the shoulders, shoulders level. Pelvic floor lifting. Make sure you're not lifting your front ribs more than your back ribs. So you're drawing the belly button in and back. creating stability. Notice if you've still got the lock into the pelvic floor. Slowly come back to center. Release the arms, release the lock, and roll the shoulders. We'll reach the arms forwards in front of you and up alongside the ears. Lift the heels. Again, not thinking so much about height, but more about weight distribution of the inside and the outside of the ball of the foot. Pelvic floor, gently lifting. Front back ribs lifting equally. Shoulders releasing down. Gently lower the heels. Arms out to a T shape or swan dive forward. You can bend the knees slightly as you release the head down towards the floor. Relax the hands. See if you want to bend one knee at a time. Stretching out the back of the legs. And come to neutral and shift the hips over to the left. Torso might come over to the right a little bit. And then the other way. Hips to the right, trunk maybe comes to the left. Breath soft. Back to neutral with the head relaxing down, hands relaxing down. And see what happens if we apply Mula Bandha here. You might feel that you get a little bit more of a hinge to the hips. Let's keep the bandha, bend the knees and slowly roll back up. Roll the shoulders up, back and down once you're up. Good, and relax. If you're not at the front edge of your mat, come towards the front edge. Ground down through the feet, palms together. Gently press into the palms, so not as forcefully as we were doing earlier. Gentle press. Gentle lift to the pelvic floor, creating a little foundation and stability. Lift the toes, spread the toes. Notice how that helps the muscles in the legs engage. Try and keep that engagement to the leg muscles as the toes relax down. We'll reach the arms forward, separate the palms, gently coming up, back bend, hinge forwards, little micro bend to the knees if you need to, release down, hands either side of the feet, left leg back, left knee to the floor, release the back toes, hands onto the front knee, and place the hands onto the waist and feel that the waist is level, that you're not dropping the left hip more than the right. So find a way to feel that the hips are level. And then raising the arms up, looking forwards or slightly up, and gently releasing down to the floor. From here, slide the fingertips back so they're in line with the heels. Lift the toes up towards the ceiling as you straighten the leg back. And we'll bend forwards and backwards, being mindful of your left knee. Slowly straightening up The slower you do the movement, the deeper the stretch, and the more mindful you become of your body and how it's moving. Often when we move really quickly through poses, we bypass a lot of areas, and the body can sometimes try to cheat to make things easier. My body likes to do that a lot, so learn to know your body and simply by slowing down the practice, you'll go, ooh, this feels a little bit more difficult. Or it feels a little bit deeper. Next time you allow the hips to release forwards, hands either side of the foot, and bring the right foot back, and let's do cat-cow, so we're on the knees. Exhaling, rounding the back, chin towards chest, and moving into cow pose, lifting head, neck, chest, tilting the pelvis forwards. And as we move into cow, rounding the back, this is a really good opportunity to get that squeeze into Mula Bandha, that gentle engagement of the pelvic floor. So keep moving between cat-cow. Connecting in with the pelvic area. Seeing in that cat position if you can get that little tuck and lift. And next time you come into cow pose, let's hold here. So this will be our Cobra. Releasing the belly down, lifting the head, neck and chest, and gently turning the head over the left shoulder and then over the right. Very mindfully moving left and right. Keeping a proportional curve throughout the spine. Head back to center. Gently draw the belly button in so the spine's in a neutral position. And bring the right leg back behind you. If it's too much on your wrists, you can always make fists. And from here, we're going to bring the right knee forwards, head towards knee. Exhaling, shooting the leg back, engaging the buttock as you gently look forwards. And inhale, rounding, head to knee. Exhale, shooting back, legs straight. Engage the muscles as you stretch back. Inhaling forwards, exhaling back. Keep going. Pressing through the hands or the fists. Next time the leg comes back, hold. And we'll stretch out the left arm in front of you. Pressing down through the right. And releasing back. And left leg lengthens out. Find your balance through your hands and use your fists if you need to. Find your hips are level, that you're not rolling over onto the outer edge of the right knee. And then head to knee. Inhaling forwards, exhaling back. Engaging the leg as the leg extends. Don't force the head towards the knee and try to keep balanced on the right knee, not rolling over. So we're rounding the back, lengthening with the breath. Next time the leg comes back, hold. Keep the hips level. Notice if the right hip's shifting to the right, keep it level. And right arm in front. Tummy in, shoulders away from the ears. And release down. Let's bring the left foot forwards. Right knees to the floor, hands to the front knee. Shoulders back into alignment with the hips. Hands onto the waist. Notice if your hips are level or you're dropping your right hip a bit lower than your left. So see if you can square up. And arms come up for a moment. Gently either looking forwards or arching back. And slowly releasing the hands down to the floor. Fingers can be in line with the heel. And we're slowly pointing the toes up towards the ceiling as we straighten the left leg and bending forwards and extending back. Working with your breath. Moving slowly, mindfully. Good. Next time the knee comes forwards, bring the hands either side of the right foot. Left foot, sorry. Right foot comes forwards, relax the head down. Take hold of the elbows. Let's draw the awareness back to Mula Bandha. Gently drawing the bandha in and up. See what in and up feels like upside down. Seeing how through a gentle engagement of the pelvic floor that we can get more of a hinge to the hips and a stretch to the back of the legs. Make sure your hips aren't pushing back. You want to keep the hips in line with the ankles as much as you can without the knees locking. Change the interlock in the elbows. Soften anywhere where there feels tightness. Keeping hold of the elbows, soften the knees now and roll up. Bringing the elbows up alongside the ears. Gentle side stretch to the left. Make sure that if you've got the tendency to push your knees back and lock them, that you create a little micro bend. Let's take a gentle twist as we over to the left as we keep the side bend. Very gentle. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. Seeing if you want to engage Mula Bandha. You can soften and engage throughout the class whenever you like and explore this. If I forget to say relax, you don't have to keep holding it. Gently unravel, come back to center. Change the interlock. Side stretch over to the right. Grounding through the feet. Gentle lift to the pelvic floor and rotating around to the right. breath soft. And slowly releasing, coming back to center. Float the arms up. Bring the palms together. Start to press the palms into one another as you lower the hands down into Namaste. And relax the arms. Good. Let's step towards the back edge of your mat. We'll step the left foot forwards. Hands onto the hips. Feel that the hips are level. You can have a little wiggle around from left to right. Forward and back. Just a little bit. I'm exaggerating because I'm on camera. So very subtly moving left, right, side, forwards, back until you feel neutral. The left foot, if you feel unstable right now, you step it over a little bit further to the left. And we'll start to lift the back heel off the floor. So we pivot the heel out slightly, lifting the heel off the floor so that the back toes are pointing straight forwards. We're keeping the right leg straight as we gently bend the left knee, keeping the hips level. If your knee is coming over your ankle, you might want to widen the stance, walk your foot further forwards. Because with this option of what we're doing, the heel's off the floor, so you'll be able to go further. So keep the hips level. Don't let the right hip lift and the left hip drop. And gradually working with strength and flexibility in this pose. So we're strengthening the left leg while stretching the right, extending and bending. Shoulders back into alignment with the hips. So we're straightening the leg, not holding. Straighten the left leg. Come on. Good. And bending. So we're moving slowly forwards and back. Don't lean forwards with the torso. Keep the shoulders back as much as you can. Next time the knee comes forwards, hold. Check out your hips. Raise the arms up. Cactus arms. Mula Bandha. Hands back to the hips. Relax the bandha if you want to. Straighten the front leg a little bit and bring the right foot to meet the left. And wiggle out the hips. And then step back again. Right foot forwards. Find your balance first. So foundation is essential. Hips forwards, hands on hips. Lift the back heel and pivot that back foot so it's straight back behind you. And find your balance on your front leg. And then we slowly start to bend the front knee. Knee stays in line with the ankle and then straightening. If your knee's going over your ankle, you walk the foot further forwards. We don't want to bend the left leg and move slowly and mindfully. Hands are on the hips to keep them level. Working with your breath. extending and bending. Building up strength in the right leg whilst stretching the left leg. Try to not lean forwards with the shoulders. Keep the shoulders in line with the hips. Next time the knee comes forwards, hold. Hips level. Raise the arms up. Shoulders in line with hips. Cactus arms. Broaden the back, broaden the chest. Mula Bandha. Gentle lift. Hands back to the hips. Straighten the front leg a little bit. And then you can bring the left foot to meet the right. And shake out however you like. Good. Then let's come on. You want to open the window, don't you?
No, I was just using it for support.
Okay, let's come on to all fours. Come into child for a moment. Big toes together. Release the hips back, nice and slowly. Relax the head towards the floor. You've got the option to make fists and rest the forehead onto the fists, or onto the palms, or forehead to the floor. You can have the arms straight or alongside the body. Allow the spine to gently release and relax. And slowly lifting up, and when you're ready you can come back onto all fours. We're going to bring the right foot forwards in between the hands. We're coming back into our Sun Salutation Lunge. Hands onto the front knee, shoulders into alignment with hips. We're going to bring the palms together into Namaste. Press the palms into one another. If you need something underneath your back knee, pop a blanket or something underneath. Press the palms. Keep a sense of broadening the chest, broadening the back as we twist. So we're not bringing the elbow down onto the thigh. We're literally going to twist, keeping the knee in line with the ankle and pressing the palms into one another. Broadening and twisting, watching your knee. Don't let your knee fall in. Shoulders down. Feel the ribs lifting, shoulders down. Front, back ribs. Press the palms. Mula Bandha. Soften the jaw and smile. Lot to do. And slowly releasing back. Hands back to the floor. Right leg back. Let's do child pose. Allow the hips to settle. Relax the head down. Good. Gently lifting the head, coming back onto all fours, and bringing the left foot forwards. Hands onto the front knee. The other hips are level. And palms together in front of the chest. Press the palms. Let's start with Mula Bandha here. As we do Mula Bandha, this will help to create stability to that area. As we press the palms, we twist around to your left. Keep the knee into alignment with the ankle. Broaden the chest, broaden the back. Shoulders down. Gentle smile. So we feel the arms engaging, back muscles engaging. Gentle Mula Bandha gives a little bit of a lift. Imagine doing this with the knee off the floor. And gently coming back. Hands back to the floor. Child pose. So we're going to do that one more time with the knee off the floor. So rest for a moment. Allow the spine to release and relax. And then when you're ready, lift the head. Come back onto all fours. With the right foot forwards. Left knee back. Curl the toes under. Lift the back knee. Feel the hips are level, so maybe gently rock from left to right until you feel level. Hands onto the front knee. Try not to lift up too much, but not sink down too low. So find somewhere where you're drawing the pelvic floor up and you're working. So your quads engage, palms together. Press the palms into one another and twist to your right. Shoulders down. We're not holding for long, it's just an experience, and coming back. Release the hands back down to the floor. Downward dog, right foot back. Good. Left foot forwards. Allow the hips to release for a moment. Curl the toes. Lift the back knee. Get your Mula Bandha. Hands onto the front knee. So we don't want to be completely sagging down, that back leg straight, engaging the pelvic floor, shoulders back, palms together. It's hard work. If it's not hard, you're doing something wrong. And twist. Keep the knee into alignment with the ankle. Press the palms into one another. Press the palms. Press. Mula Bandha. And gently release back. Well done. Left leg back, downward dog. Child pose. Bend the knees. Relax. Relax with your arms either in front or to the sides. Allow the hips to settle and rest. We'll do a side stretch here. So if your arms are alongside the body, extend them back in front of you. Try and keep the bottom as close to the heels as you can as we walk over to the left side with the torso. The hips stay in place, bottom stays in place. We want to get a nice stretch to the right side, underarm and all the intercostal muscles. And you've got the choice whether your head is slightly off the floor or the forehead comes to the floor. It's up to you. I prefer you to keep your arms extended and the head slightly off the floor and relaxing, than bending the elbows and collapsing. So keep a sense of action. Keep the hips drawing back. So we use the hands and the arms straight to keep gently pressing the hands away from you to keep the hips onto the heels. Good. And then slowly walk back and do the other side. Arms straight. Hips drawing back. Head either off the floor or releasing towards the floor. And gently coming back to center. We're going to sit up, curl the toes under, standing onto the knees. If you need to fold over your mat for extra padding for your knees, do so. Toes curled under, hands onto the lower back. And we'll do a movement that we do in the 5 Tibetans, where we draw the chin towards the chest, and then on an inhalation we lift the head, neck, chest. Take a gentle back bend. You feel the buttocks gently engaging, and then we come back to center on an exhalation, bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhaling, lifting up, keeping the spine spacious as we arch back. Exhaling, chin towards chest. Inhaling, lifting, gently arching. Feel the elbows are drawing towards one another. Continue at your own rhythm. When you inhale and arch back, see if you want to create that bandha for a moment. Continue at your own rhythm. Feeling that we're moving all of the spine. Next time the chin comes towards the chest, come to a neutral position, release the hands, rotate the wrists, both directions. And then we're going to place the hands onto the ribs. The thumbs wrap around the back of the ribs. So we're literally taking hold of the sides of the ribs, feeling you're lifting yourself up. With the hands, we're lifting up, lift up. Keep the thumbs to support and encourage the back bend as you gently could come into a back bend. Ground down through the knees. Lift the hips, lift the chest. And slowly coming back to center. Release the hands, rotate. And we'll do that one more time. We've got the option to either hands here, taking hold and keeping this lift. If you feel you can keep this lift and reach back, take hold of the feet, do so, but don't crunch the back. So we lift the ribs, front, back ribs, gently arch back. Feel a proportional curve, buttocks engage, hips move forwards. So if you feel you can reach back, lift the hips, keep the thighs moving forwards, keep lifting the rib cage, looking up towards the ceiling and maybe slightly back without dropping the neck. Breathing here. And then slowly use the tummy muscles to draw you back up. Release the toes. Gently sit back onto the heels in Vrajasana if this is comfortable for you. And allow the lower back to settle. Good. Then we'll bring the legs out to the side and stretch them out in front of you. Then we'll bend both knees. Have the feet and the knees together. Sit nice and tall. So try not to round back. If you need to draw the flesh back on the buttocks, do so. Use Mula Bandha to gently help lift that area, shoulders relaxed. The left hand and left arm is going to cross over and take hold of the right knee. If your knees are slightly apart, try to keep them slightly apart, creating a little bit of resistance. So I don't want them coming together. So they're resisting out. The right hand comes behind you. So Paschimottanasana, lengthen through the spine and slowly twisting around to the right. Make sure your feet are into alignment, into one line, not one in front of the other. And gently twisting. Feel the collarbones lengthening away from one another. Shoulders down, lengthening from the base of the spine up. Soften the jaw, soften the breath. See if you gently want to turn the head back towards the left shoulder, keeping the twist to the right. That's optional. If you're doing that, you can check your knees and your feet. And then turn the head back over to the right. See if you can get a little bit more range of motion. Keep lengthening from the base of the spine up. That Mula Bandha gently helps to create more length. And slowly come back with the head and the arms back to center. We'll stretch the legs out for a moment and allow yourself into like a ragdoll Paschimottanasana, where we're simply allowing everything to soften and relax. The shoulders, the elbows, the head relaxed. And slowly coming up, we'll do the other side. Bending the knees. Using the hands to take hold of both shins or knees. Sit nice and tall. Get as upright as you can, so we're not leaning back. Right hand crosses over the front, takes hold of the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Find length through the spine. And slowly, again, make sure that your knees aren't pushing together. Keep some resistance as you twist around to the left. As you inhale, feel you lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, gently rotate. Working with the breath, working with softening the jaw, lengthening from the base of the spine up to the top of the head. As an option, turning the head back towards the right shoulder, keeping the twist to the left. And slowly bringing the head back over to the left side, seeing if you can get a little bit more rotation. Mula Bandha to lift and lengthen. And gently coming back to center, releasing. Stretch the legs out. Again, a ragdoll Paschimottanasana. Relaxing the legs, relaxing the head, the shoulders. And very slowly rolling up. We're going to bend the right knee, hug it in towards you, sit nice and tall, cross the foot over, it crosses over the left leg. Left arm embraces the right leg. We'll bring the arm actually straight out in front of you. Extend through the left heel. And we're going to, with control, try and keep the right shoulder, so it might have the tendency to lift up. Draw the right shoulder blade down and draw a straight line all the way around. Follow with the eyes. So your eyes are following your hand. Eyes are following your hand. Keep following, keep following. See how far round you can go, keeping the knee hugging in towards you. Keep lengthening up through the spine, and then slowly lower the right hand down to the floor, keeping the shoulder down, head turning round to the right. But make the twist from the navel area. If there's any neck conditions, you can have the head more centered. So listen to the body. Apply Mula Bandha, gentle lock and lift at the pelvic floor. See how through grounding down through the sit bones you can lengthen up through the spine, creating more space. Slowly head back over towards the left, keeping the twist to the right. And then gently releasing the right arm back and cross the leg. We'll fold forwards again, Paschimottanasana. Ragdoll Paschimottanasana. So Ragdollanasana, we'll call it, shall we? Relax the head, relax the shoulders, the arms. Slowly releasing, rolling up. We'll do the other side. Bend the left leg. Cross it over. Sit nice and tall. Right arm embraces around the left leg. Extend through the right heel. Lift and lengthen through the spine. We'll stretch the left arm straight in front of you. Palm can be down, sideways, doesn't really matter. Yeah. We draw a straight line. Like we were passing our hand over a beautifully smooth lake. Trying to keep it on the surface. Left shoulder down, front back ribs lifted. Eyes following the hand. Hand comes down to the floor. Keep lifting, lengthening from the base of the spine. Through that rooting down of the sit bones, we get that length to the spine. See where your head wants to be. If it's too much of a strain, looking all the way around, go as far as is comfortable. Feel through rooting down through the sit bones, there's an activation of that Mula Bandha, that lift, which encourages an upward energy through the top of the head. Slowly bringing the head back over towards the right. Keeping that lift and length to the spine. And gently releasing the left arm back. Uncrossing the leg. Stretching the legs out. And again, Ragdollanasana. Relaxing the head. Relaxing the shoulders, the arms. Allowing the back to release. And gently rolling up. Have the hands either side of the hips and bend the knees. Have the soles of the feet on the floor, lifting, lengthening up through the spine. Feel that as you root down through the sit bones, there's that upward energy. As we lean back slightly without rounding the back, chest open. So we're leaning back slightly, so shoulders are further back than the hips. Hands, fingertips for support, further back, so that you're leaning back slightly, but you're not rounding. And hover both feet off the floor. Hold. Keep using your fingers gently to help that lift. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. Mula Bandha here. Lower the heels back down. Relax the hands. Allow the back to release and round forwards. Soften the shoulders, soften the head. Gently coming up. Hands back behind you. So fingertips can be whichever way around you like. Lift tall. You're leaning back slightly, but without this happening, without concaving the chest. And lift the feet. See if you can maintain that, and arms out. Good. Fantastic. Now we're working, strengthening. Hands back behind you. See if you've lost height. Lower the heels down. Stretch the legs out. Hands are behind you. We'll come onto the palms now. Fingers can turn out to the side, behind you, or forwards. You're going to press down through the hands, whichever way is comfortable. And we're going to bend the knees, lift the hips, and coming up into a tabletop position. So you might feel that you want to bring the feet closer in, lift the hips higher, let the head gently release back. Feel the stretch to the arms. And slowly lowering down. Rotate the wrists. This time we're going to do that, but we're going to do it with straight legs. So it's an inclined plane. So see which way the hands want to be. Hands will be further behind you this time. As we lift up, point the toes forwards, lift the chest, lift the hips, allow the head to release back but not drop. Press through the hands, lift up, and slowly lowering down, lowering the bottoms to the floor, releasing the hands, rotate the wrists. Good, and relax. We'll move into Paschimottanasana. Mum looks like she's ready for relaxation. So, this will be the last thing. Legs together or slightly apart. Raise the arms up. Keep the arms up, breathing. Explore Mula Bandha here. Gentle lift to the pelvic floor and relax it. Explore a few more times. Because as we move forwards from the hips, this helps us to hinge forwards more. So on an inhalation, lengthen. Exhale, fold forwards. I don't want you to round your back yet. So we're leaning forwards, wherever that's to. Imagine you're trying to catch a big beach ball in front of you. So you're looking forwards, reaching forwards, extending through the heels. So we're dynamically working. Your belly's moving forwards, your chest's moving forwards, your back's extending. Now, Mula Bandha, lifting. And now, slowly reaching forwards. Take hold of wherever you comfortably can. Keep the length to the spine, but you can allow the back to round a little bit. Or you could choose to work more dynamically, which is how I work in the pose. is to work with lengthening, looking forward, shoulders back, getting that extension, holding onto the outsides of the feet. Slight internal and up rotation into the hip socket, so you feel hip hugging going on, and working more dynamically. But if you feel like releasing and working in a more restorative way, you can do that. Use your breath, explore with Mula Bandha any subtle shifts. And come out of the pose however you like, reaching the arms up or rolling up and lowering the arms down. Good. Let's take Yoga Mudra. Sit comfortably, kneeling or cross-legged. If you always have the same cross, you might want to change it. Take hold of one wrist behind the back, eyes closed, and very slowly releasing forwards. Initially we come forward from the hips, keeping length to the spine, but then you can allow the back to maybe round. And the head relaxes to wherever is comfortable for you. Don't have any pressure on the knees. Find a place where you can just become still and quiet. Very slowly, using the breath to draw you back up. So feel that you're like taking sips of air, and each time you take a sip you lift up a little bit more. And you pause in between. And as you inhale again, you lift up. And you pause. And continue until you're in an upright position. And allowing the hands to relax to the knees or lap. And gently preparing for Shavasana, which is what Amanda's t-shirt said on it. Is ready for Savasana. So come to a lying down position. If you feel you need to bend your knees, hug the knees in towards the chest, and do so. To allow the back to release. When you lie in Savasana, make sure that the feet are wide enough apart so the hips can release. The arms are away from the body, far enough for the shoulders to release. Feel a softness in the whole body. Feel the back of the body supported by the ground. Feel that the shoulder blades are drawing down the back and the tailbone's lengthened away. And we'll spread the fingers, spread the toes, open the mouth, stretch out the tongue, raise the eyebrows, and relax. And we'll do that one more time. Spreading the toes, spreading the fingers, lengthening the arms, lengthening the legs, stretch out the tongue, looking up. And relax. Feel a softening and relaxing now. Gently roll the head from side to side. And relaxing the head. Feel a soft wave now of relaxation coming over and relaxing the feet. Relaxing the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the upper legs, the hips and the bottom. Relaxing the abdomen, abdominal organs. The lower back. The middle chest and the middle back. The rib cage, heart, lungs and upper back relaxed. The hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms relaxed. The shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed, jaw, cheeks and lips relaxed. Eyes and eyelids relaxed. Temples and ears relaxed. The sides of the head, the forehead, back and top of the head relaxed. Feel a softening in the entire body. Feel the subtlety of the breath as it flows in and out. Witnessing any thoughts that drift in and out. Observing without attachment. And feel a softening throughout the entire body, feeling this deep sense of relaxation. Allowing the body to assimilate all the benefits of the practice. Gently drawing the awareness back to the senses. Deepening the breath. Slowly beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And give the body a nice stretch. Stretching out the legs, the arms. Bending the knees, rolling over to one side. Giving yourself a hug. And then slowly coming up to a seated position. Have a sense of sitting equally through both sit bones. Feel that the ribs, front and back ribs, are floating above the hips. So you feel this lightness in the trunk, and shoulders release down. And let's gradually begin to deepen the breath. Feeling the breath flowing in and out with control. Working on slowing down the in and exhalation. After your next exhalation, relax the breath. We'll prepare for Kapalabhati. Exhale fully. Inhale partially and begin. Exhale. Inhale. Top of the inhalation, Mula Bandha. Hold. Release the lock. Exhale. Relax the breath. Exhale fully. Inhale partially and begin. Exhale fully. At the end of the exhalation, Mula Bandha for a moment. Then release the bandha, inhale. Top of the inhalation, Mula Bandha. Release, exhale. Relax the breath. In the final round, we'll engage Mula Bandha at the top of the inhalation and Jalandhara Bandha, chin towards chest. So we're locking the air in from the base of the spine into the neck. So we're restricting air from releasing from any part of the body. Just for a few seconds and then we'll release. Exhale fully. Inhale partially. And go. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Root lock, chin lock. Gently release the locks. Exhale. Then allow the breath to return to normal. Nadi Sudhi. What we'll be doing is, at the top of the inhalation, we'll create a momentary pause where we gently apply Mula Bandha. So we'll draw up for a moment, and as you exhale, you let it go. And we'll keep drawing the awareness to this point. And let's work with the pranayama with bringing the tip of the tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Just let it touch towards the front of the teeth, just up at the top there, so the front edge of the roof. And let's see how that feels. So when you're ready, let's bring Vishnu Mudra, right hand up to the face. Inhale through both nostrils. Close the right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left. Hold the breath, Mula Bandha. Release the lock, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale. Hold, draw the pelvic floor up slightly. Release, exhale, left nostril. Tip of the tongue up towards the roof of the mouth, touching the bridge. Continue, inhaling, pausing, Mula Bandha, exhaling, changing. Don't force or strain the lock. Hold for a second or so, or longer if it feels comfortable. Don't judge the mind if it forgets to do the bandha. Just bring it back. After your next exhalation through the right nostril, relax the hand back. Observing the effects of the practice. While maintaining a sense of space up through the spine, feel a softening in the mind, the breath, the body. Feeling with each inhalation that you take in, that you're breathing in a quality of gratitude. Each exhalation, compassion, sending it out. So feeling that you're breathing in the quality of gratitude for everything that you have. And feeling that from our heart centers, we can share this compassion with the entire creation. Seeing what it does to the mind as we focus on these two attributes. After your next exhalation, relax. Chant, closing chants. We'll do Asatoma Loka Samasta. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire creation be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Health be unto all. Harmony be to everybody's mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was lovely.